Melissa here, your insurance exam. Whee! Ready to help you pass your exam. So let me know what questions you have, and we will help to make sure that you are able to pass your insurance exam with ease and confidence. And let me share this into the Facebook group. Let me do that now. Copy, share. I am here to help you pass. All right. Switchy profiles. Sip some cocoa. Okay, I'll wait for the chat to roll in, and I am sharing this in the group real quicko. Live on YouTube now. Okay, there we go. All right, coming back over. All right, hello. All right, Salinas. Hello, hi. If you have any, so I'm here to help you with any questions that you may have about your exam, any questions you may have about what does this mean, or what do I need to memorize about that, or can you explain the differences between the elements of an insurance contract, or whatever your questions might be. I'm here to support you to help make sure that you can pass your insurance exam with ease and confidence. Salinas, I'm a kid. Okay, I'm a kid at heart. This is about passing the insurance exam. So if you're not studying for that, this probably won't help you, but you are welcome to hang out and stay and stick along. Boss Mama Jalissa, hey, hello. All right. So let me know about your exams, what questions you may have, or whatever. In the meantime, I will tell you about Magic Money with Melissa. So I have my YouTube channel here teaching the insurance exam, and I have made a separate one, Melissa May Dillon, that helps people learn about money and having as much money as you want to have and making all the money you want, owning your time and your talents. And that is all on Melissa May Dillon, that YouTube channel. And I have a membership called Magic Money, where we celebrate having money, work on making money, fixing our money beliefs, changing our money beliefs, and it is absolutely magical. And so if you have more information about that, check out the other YouTube channel, Melissa May Dillon. All right, I have some questions rolling in. Is this for life insurance or auto and home? Yes, I teach all four. So whatever questions you have, I will answer those questions. This isn't geared specifically towards one or the other. So any questions you have, I am happy to help you with them. Oh, gaga go. Okay, Salinas. Who's the kid? Boss Mommy Jizzle, I take my test next Saturday. All right, I am sending you all the loves, all the vibes to pass your exam on next Saturday. This will be my second time, and I failed more on the North Carolina state part. Yes, so in North Carolina, well, in every state, you have all the general insurance topics, and then you have state law. And state law can be the trickiest part because it's the things that are different among all the states. Because so this is a testable point right here. Testable point. Every state has their own Department of Insurance. So insurance is not a federal thing. It's not a president thing. It's not a Congress thing. It's an individual state thing. So each state dictates their own insurance laws, their own insurance rules. And so there are literally 50 sets of insurance rules out there because there are 50 states. And this is the one thing that is different among all the different states when you go to take the exam. However, there is a big chunk of information that is the same among all the states. And that is that all states have a Department of Insurance, albeit some have different names for it, like Florida calls it the financial office or something or other. But all states have a Department of Insurance that manages insurance in that state. All departments of insurance have a person who is in charge of the Department of Insurance. They may have a different name like director, superintendent, or commissioner, but there is one person in charge of the whole state. All states have a licensing process. All states require you to take and pass an exam. And there's things about that you want to know, like how long is your license good for? How many years of continuing education do you have to take to keep that license? Things like that. Those are all things you want to know. You want to know who can become a licensed agent, and that would be like you're 18, you pay the fee, you pass the test. That's who can become a licensed agent. So that's all the same, except the exact numbers are a little bit different for each state. And then the other component that is the same among all the states are the unfair trade practices. And so these are basically a list of things that states are not allowed to do, such as twisting, rebating, coercion. Concealment doesn't quite fall under that, but let's see, twisting, rebating, coercion, unfair discrimination, misrepresentation, churning is one that's not on every state, but it pops up here and there. These are all the same that are among all the states. And so what I do is I actually teach all of the common stuff that are the same between every single state in my state regulations class that is available on all packages that I sell. So if you go to the Insurance Exam Queen, I have multiple packages that are available that will help you pass your exam. I always recommend Gold because it has a 90% first-time pass rate, but we have different packages but for different price points, but all of them have a state regulations class. And it's going to teach you all of the information that I just talked about and tell you what's important. That's going to give you a good amount of points available from that chapter. But you still would need your state-specific text to find the exact numbers that you're looking for and stuff like that. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so I'll answer that question. All right, and who do else? Judith. Hello, Judith. Good evening. Okay, this would be a okay. All right, so I don't see any other questions about your exam. So again, if you put a question in the comment, I will address your comment and help you out. But yeah, if you also, you know, every state is a little bit different in terms of how they break it down. So what I mean by that, in some states, you know, they'll test general insurance more than they test it in other states. In some states, commercial is heavier than in other states. But all the information is ultimately the same. It's just how heavily they focus on it. Now, most of the states are there's two main breakouts. There's a prometric breakout. So like when you go to schedule your exam, you're either scheduling your exam with a company called Pearson, a company called Prometric, or a company called PSI. And then there's like a weird, Kentucky has their own scheduling system, but these are the main test providers that offer the state exam. All Pearson exams look similar. So if you're in Colorado, if you're in New Jersey, you're in Florida, those are all Pearson breakdowns, and the exam is going to look pretty similar, and they all even have similar questions. Or you're in a prometric state where the breakdown looks a lot different than the Pearson breakdown, but all the content is the same. They just break it up differently. Like for instance, Pearson will say types of property policies, which will include dwelling and homeowners and commercial and COP and BOP, stuff like that. Whereas a prometric state will actually say, this chapter is just about dwelling and you can earn this many points associated to dwelling. And this is just about homeowners and you can earn this many points associated to homeowners. Pearson will clump it all together into one big, huge chapter and Prometric will break it down. And this is how you see the difference in score sheets. Like if you're ever in Facebook and you see the different score sheets, some of the score sheets are like black lines, a bar chart of black lines. That is a Pearson breakdown. And some of the score sheets are points where it tells you exactly how many points you earned from every chapter out of the max points. PSI will tend to go either direction, but usually their score sheets look more like a Prometric score sheet. But I know, like, this is stuff that's not really important for you to know, but it's important for me to know as a person who is helping you pass the exam, because I want to stress and understand that I know and understand these things. And this is why I've been able to help so many people pass their exams, because I know what shows up. I know what's tested. I know about the test providers. I know what their questions look like. And this is how I'm able to help you pass the exam. What about New York? New York follows, I believe you test in New York with PSI, but it looks like a Prometric breakdown. So every single chapter comes with a set amount of points. And I've taken all the New York exams and they're not that tricky. Melissa, I took the test 3 times for Georgia property and casualty and failed. Yes. So it is normal to fail. In fact, yesterday we had somebody who said they took it 24 times. So many people think, oh, I failed once or twice. Like, this is over. This is done. This is not meant for me. This is an exam that most people will fail multiple times. So don't look at the failing of the exam as like the end of the world. It's not. We have this attachment to the word fail, and we make it mean a lot more than what it means, because the school systems we all attended made failing such this awful thing, when failing is just learning. It's just trying. It's just doing. And if you're not failing, you're not trying. Me, myself, I failed in this life in terms of my job. I failed in different things in my business. I failed in some of my relationships, but none of those things were the end of the world. They were just learn and grow and do better. And we have to stop feeling failure so heavy. We just have to say, okay, I failed this attempt. What do I need to do for the next attempt? If you have an attitude of I can do what I need to do, it's a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. So you have to understand that most people are going to fail, and that's normal. That's common. That's what happens. So what you want to do is, one, you have to focus on your mindset. Where is my mind? Is my mind in a place of failure sucks, and if I see a failure, I'm going to think that I'm a horrible person and this isn't meant for me? Or is my mindset of, okay, this is what I scored. Where do I need to study? Where do I need to grow? How can I pass the next time? What information do I need to learn? And good job for me attempting this hard and difficult exam. And whatever score I got, like, I want to celebrate that because it wasn't zero, right? You scored something. So you have to check your mindset. So first, check in your mindset. If you are not excited about studying, if you are not excited about passing, then you're going to want to go to my YouTube channel, and I have a mindset playlist, and you want to listen to that mindset playlist. I have multiple conversations in that playlist that help you switch going from failure is the end of the world and this job isn't meant for me to I'm excited to study and pass this exam and I can absolutely do this. You've got to make a switch in your mindset. The next thing to do when you fail is to use your score sheet as a map. Take a look at the areas that you scored low in, and you have to be cautious, especially with the Pearson ones that are the black lines. One, you have to understand those black lines are not equal. So for instance, when you look at like a life and health example, they'll show you a chapter called social insurance, which is basically just Medicare. And it'll be like a little, like you scored barely any points. And there's this whole amount that looks like you missed, but that whole bar only represents like 4 questions of the entire exam. And so you may have gotten 1 out of 4. So that black line isn't very big. And you feel like, oh my gosh, this must be the section I need to focus on. When in reality, that's if you focus only on that section, you're only focusing on 3 questions out of the exam, which is probably not going to get you a pass. You want to focus on the sections that are the most tested, because not every chapter is equal. And so you need to know which chapters are heavily tested. If of all these chapters that I'm looking at, some of them represent, and when I say chapters, I mean sections on your score sheet. So when you look at a score sheet, you can see different sections of the exam and how many points available. But not every score sheet, especially the ones with the black line, show you how many questions actually come from that chapter. So you need to be aware of how big is this chapter actually on the exam, and is it worth my time to study it? And that is why if you go to insuranceexamqueen.com and you go to recommendations, there is a section where you can click and read about the chapters that are important for your state and what topics are important for your state. And those are the ones, like if I tell you insurance terms related concepts is huge on your exam, when you look at your score sheet, if that is low, if that has a tiny black bar instead of a big black bar, you know that that's the chapter that you should go after. So if you go to my website, insuranceexamqueen.com, and you go to recommendations, you'll be able to find your state breakdown and know which chapters you should go after. So again, if you're failing multiple times, step 1 is focus on my mindset. Am I excited to study and pass, or am I worried about failing? And then using my score sheet as a map, focusing on the areas that I did low in, celebrating the areas that I did high in, targeting what it is I need to study. And then the other thing is making sure that you, especially we offer this in the Gold Class Series package, navigating difficult test questions. Maybe your struggle isn't necessarily understanding the content. Like maybe you got the content on lock, but you struggle with reading these questions and trying to determine the best possible answer. Maybe you're not taking enough time, because I have taken the exam where I have seen they give two answers that are exactly the same, but could be one letter off. And that's the difference between insured and insurer, because those are two completely different things. The insured is the company. I'm sorry. I just said it wrong. The insured is the customer, the person who got an insurance policy. The insurer is the company, the one who is selling insurance policies. And so if you read a sentence that looks exactly the same, and you don't focus on the fact that it's one letter off of each other, you may pick the wrong answer. So a lot of times you just need to slow down. You need to take your time reading the question, making sure you understand what they're actually asking, and then carefully reading your answer choices. And Peter teaches an amazing class, Navigating Difficult Test Questions, that helps you break that down. And so you may not be struggling with the content. You may just be struggling with how to answer multiple choice questions. So you can check that out in our Gold Class Series package. So those would be the three things that I would tackle if you have failed multiple times. 1, checking your mindset. 2, using your score sheet as a map. 3, making sure you've learned how to break down the questions and you're able to answer and choose the correct question. Okay. Any tips for Washington life insurance? In Washington, it's very heavy on state law. So 1, you need to know state law very well, but because it's heavy in state law, it means you got to know every other chapter very well as well. So I would definitely get the Gold Class Series for Washington, because you got to know a little bit of everything and a lot of state law. You got to know a lot of everything and a lot of state law. You got to know it all. It's not as bad as Kentucky, but you're going to need to know a lot. All right, Emperor. What about New York, where they have differences? I'm trying to join an insurance company. I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, I don't join an insurance company property. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. What do you want to do? The biggest question when you're thinking about a job is, how do you want to make your money? Insurance, you can make your money infinite number of ways. You can be a W-2 worker where you go to a job, you get an hourly pay, and that's it. You can get a job where you have hourly plus commission. You can get a job where you have commission only. Commission only is definitely going to be the most lucrative if you can trust yourself to be able to sell insurance policies, but anybody can. And we have the insurance sales queen, Mary, who offers classes on how to sell. So you don't have to worry too much about an insurance exam queen. You don't have to worry too much about selling. You can just use the insurance sales queen, and she will help you out with learning how to talk about selling and stuff like that. And she has her own Facebook group as well that you can join and get support on that. But I'm not quite sure if I understand your question. Judith, my gold package ran out. Is it the same price to repurchase? Yeah, it's $97 for 100 days. We don't offer discounts for renewal because the value that we offer inside of gold is insane. We valued out gold. And if we were to go to an insurance company and sell them what's in gold, it would be $5,000. So you're getting it for $97. And the fact that you can attend up to 3 live classes a week, talk to a live instructor for only $100 for up to 100 days is insane. You're paying $1 a day to be able to learn the information for the exam, which is nuts because there are other instructors out there who are charging hundreds of dollars for less than what we offer. So we don't offer discounts on gold. We don't offer renewal discounts. It's $97 for 100 days. That's it. You may struggle at purchasing it again. So make sure that you email support@insuranceexamqueen.com to get any help with that. Abby, I don't know if this is a stupid question. There's no such thing as a stupid question. But if there's an insurance company that requires you to be licensed in all 50 states, is it still just one test you have to take or multiple for property and casualty? Abby, this could actually be a test question. So I'm going to make a moment. I'm going to do this every time because we're actually taking little clips of the videos to make smaller videos. So this is a moment where we're going to make a smaller video. Okay. If you want to be licensed in multiple states, generally all you have to do is take one state exam for your resident state. And once you are licensed in your state, you can pick up licenses in almost every other state. And this is called reciprocity. This is the testable point about this. Is reciprocity is when one state says, I will give, so let's say we got two states. Let's say we got Arizona and Nevada. Reciprocity is when Arizona says, hey, Nevada, I will give your resident license, your resident people, a non-resident license if you give my resident people a non-resident license. So basically, as long as the states are willing to exchange people and say, I will take your people if you take my people, that's called reciprocity. And that could be a very testable point in the state law section. So states that accept other people's licenses in another state is called reciprocity. Not every state has reciprocity. Now, and not necessarily for every single line. It's more common for an adjuster. So an adjuster is someone who goes in after a claim to handle the assessment of the damage. It is more common for adjusters to have to take multiple state exams to be licensed in as many states as they can. But when I was licensed, when I was working for insurance at a call center, I was licensed, I believe, in up to 23 states, and I only ever took one test. It is pretty rare to be licensed in all 50, but because usually, like when you work at a call center, they'll kind of map out like this region will be licensed in these states, this will be licensed in these states, but you could be licensed in all 50, but that's quite a bit. You usually get licensed in a certain area. But you may have to take one or two tests depending on if you're going to go all 50 and if they share reciprocity with each other. So that's the testable point. Reciprocity is when one state will take another state's residents and give them a non-resident as long as the other state is willing to do the same thing. That's a testable point. Okay. Okay. Lakeisha, I have a problem with the policy riders. So I'm assuming that's going to be life insurance because that's where we use the word riders. You do want to know those very well because that is a highly tested chapter. And we have, I'm pretty sure on the life insurance side, I have some of the best videos for riders inside the Gold Class Series package. We talk about the riders where you add people, you can add, term insurance to your family. You've got riders for disability. There's all kinds of riders, and we have the best lessons for those inside the Gold Class Series package. So if you're struggling with that, I would highly recommend going to that and getting the help that you need. Judith, okay, thank you. Why say ye, Murray? I took a break due to death in the family, but I'm still trying to pass in Maryland. But what can you tell me about Maryland? Maybe Maryland is heavy on state law. So you do need to be pretty decent in state law. And if you have extenuating circumstances, we may be able to offer you an extension, but we do check your account to see if you've actually been using it or not. And you can again, email us at support@insuranceexamqueen.com. Again, the value of gold is so immense that we are not really just handing out extensions. You do have to make another purchase. Okay. No, I'm going to join. Okay. So Emperor, again, clarifying the question. Let me see if I can understand you this time. I'm going to join an insurance company and I want to know about the insurance glossary, like terms and about property and casualty. Yeah. So you're going to have to take a whole test on that. So, normally, in New York, you are required to take a state-approved course. So a state-approved course is going to be a company like Kaplan, ExamFX, 80 Banker, one of those. I recommend Excel using coupon code QUEEN. You're going to get $9 off at checkout, and you'll be enrolled into my Gold Class Series for free. But you have to purchase Excel with my code QUEEN in order for that to happen. But you're likely getting a course by your employer. Most of the time, your employer is going to pay the course for you. So whatever course you get, whatever, doesn't matter. They're all generally the same at the end of the day. It doesn't make sense to most people. So most courses, no matter who you get, people struggle with those courses, and that's why pass rates are so low. My Gold Class Series package is going to teach you the terms and the things that you need to know in a way that is easy to understand, in a way that makes sense. And it is available on my website at insuranceexamqueen.com. And first, I would recommend always people to go to recommendations and read about your state, specifically what is important in your state. And then at the bottom, we talk about how gold is going to help you pass. All right. Any tips for North Carolina? Yeah, North Carolina. So whether So this is a testable point about North Carolina. Not a testable point. This is a video break in North Carolina. So North Carolina makes you take separate exams, meaning if you want to do property and casualty, in most states, you can take one test called property and casualty. North Carolina makes you take one test called property and one test called casualty, and they are technically two separate exams. Same for life and health. In some states, you can take a test called life and health, but in California, you have to take one test called life, one test called health. So the advice that I have in North Carolina is when you're doing property and casualty and or life and health, a lot of the information between both exams is the same information. So like insurance terms related concepts is going to be the same on the property side as it is on the casualty side. Life insurance basics is very similar to health insurance basics. So in North Carolina, you want to uber go after the concepts that are the same between both exams. So on the property and casualty side, that's going to be insurance terms related concepts, policy provision and contract law, and then North Carolina state law. On the life and health side, that's going to be life insurance. There's a lot, actually. Completing the app and field underwriting, that's the same on the life and health side. What else do they call it? They have different chapter titles, but there's a lot of provisions are similar between the life and the health side. State law is the same between the life and the health side. So the more that you can double dip in the information that is on both exams, the more success you will have in North Carolina. Boom. Okay. Lisa, my state exam is on Saturday, New York, and I've been doing the gold package. Perfect, Lisa. Just keep going. Listen to gold on repeat. I have taken the New York exam myself, so we definitely have the information in there that you need to know to be able to pass. So listen on repeat, get excited, believe that you're going to pass, be super stoked. And I'm sending you all the loves, all the vibes to pass your exam. Lisa, you got this. All right, MacBook, Texas law state tip. You don't need to know a lot. In fact, Texas is the one state for sure that you can use just my $97 gold package and pass. We have a lot of evidence of that, and I don't cover specific Texas state law. So it's not a huge portion of your exam, and what I do cover in my state regulations class is more than enough for what you need to know with state law for Texas. Roy, just in time to hear about Maryland. Yes, heavy on state law. And in my gold class series package for property and casualty, we actually have, and even on, maybe on the life and health side too, I don't remember, but we have a Maryland state law document because it's so heavy. Stephanie, I took my Texas PC today. Congrats on taking your test. I got a 66, got it. Came straight home, looked up some questions, and I can't believe I missed this. Oh, I'm scheduled for my exam next Friday. Okay, Stephanie, celebrate a 66. Celebrate that you are only 4% away. There are people who score 50% and they've got 20% they need to gain. You only need to gain 4%. That's it. So celebrate the crap out of that. I only have to get 4 more %. We want to switch your mindset from awful to, oh my God, I'm excited to take this again, because that energy is going to serve you much better on your next attempt. So with the 66, I would say if you can get my bronze class series package, which is $27, it's probably going to definitely help you get that 4%. And that's probably all you need. But if you, let's say you get bronze and you realize you want more, there is a coupon inside of bronze, a link that you can click that will allow you to apply the $27 to my $97 gold package. And you'll only pay the difference of $70. So basically you can always upgrade with whatever you get. All right. And all the loves and vibes for you to pass on Friday. Celebrate only 4%, only 4%. I can do that. If you got 66 the first time, you only need to do 4% more. Like, you got this in the bag. All right. Jennifer, Texas Life and Health, going to buy the gold. Yes. Next paycheck. Any info you can give me about the test? Yeah, gold is perfect for Texas. We've had multiple people pass in Texas only using my gold class series package. So focus on gold and you are golden. Corey, hi, Melissa. What should I be studying to pass both life and health Illinois exam? Perfect. Okay, so Illinois exam. The Illinois life and health exam is very similar to what I just described with North Carolina. Illinois makes you take a life exam, and a health. In fact, they actually make life general, life law, health general, health law. So you have to take 4 separate tests in Illinois to get your life and health license. What you want to do, again, is focus on the information that is the same between both states. So on the life side, it's called completing the application. On the health side, it's called field underwriting. It is almost the same information. Then you've also got life provisions and health provisions, a lot of the same information. And then you've got then you have state law. So in the Illinois chapters, you'll see that there is Illinois common to all lines state law. And this is the main state law. And it's the state law that I address in all of my Gold Class Series packages. This is a director, commissioner, unfair trade practices, rules about licensing, etc. And then you have a little chapter under that called laws specific to health and then laws specific to life. Those two don't overlap, but they do match the provisions. And so if you're studying provisions on both sides, you'll be able to secure points in those chapters. So go after the information that is the same on both exams. You're double dipping, and it'll help make sure that you can pass both. And then don't be too scared of the state law exams, because most of the questions on the state law health will match state law life. And that's that. All right, Roy, is Maryland test broken up into section of state law and then PC, or is it all together? It's going to be all together. They don't have a separation of state law on there. Lakeisha, hi, I need help with remembering provisions. Yeah, so again, provisions is one of the most, I don't know if you're talking life or health, but life and health, we have some of the best lessons for provisions and riders in the Gold Class Series package. I also have a video here. And again, I don't know if you're talking life and health or property and casualty, but on the YouTube channel, I have a video that is life and health provisions, all the ones that are the same between life and health. So that's a really great, if you can't, for whatever reason, you can't get the Gold Class Series package, watch that video on repeat. It's going to help you for both the life and the health side of a very highly tested topic. Your life, your 8 legacy. I love that. Any advice concerning testing in New Jersey? Thank you. Yeah, trust yourself. New Jersey is a little bit heavy on state law. They are another state that makes you take separate property, separate casualty, separate life, separate health, and then separate state law. But the state law is all the same pretty much, other than that separate little section. So trust yourself, be good in state law, and you'll be good. Stephanie, thank you so much. I'm super mated. I know I can do this. Yes, you can. 4%, Stephanie. That's all you got to do. David Hathaway. Hey, sexy. LOL. Hello, husband. I love you. If anybody doesn't know, David and I met from the YouTube channel, and now we're married with a baby and living in the same house. All right. Corey, I purchased your gold. Perfect. Gold is going to help you out so much. Do you offer one-on-one tutoring or training? No, not anymore. So I actually started out at $33 an hour tutoring. That's how I began to build this business. And then it became, I was not able to meet with enough people. And then it became, I just got to make a class series. The best way I can help you is through the Gold Class Series package. That is like having a personal tutor. But if you do want a one-on-one meeting, we have 3 different tutors. We have Angela, who helps you with property, casualty, and the adjusting exam. We have Peter, who helps with life and health or property and casualty. And then we have Heather, who helps with life and health. Now, all of them are separate businesses on their own. So they're not part of the Insurance Exam Queen business, but we recommend you to them. And you can find them on my insuranceexamqueen.com website. And you can book with them individually. You pay them, you work with them. They're all separate people from me. Now, if you still do want to work, the only way to ask me questions directly and get my help directly is here on the live YouTube, or I offer the platinum package. So I have platinum life and health, and I have platinum property and casualty. And there is also platinum adjusting. It's just with Angela, not with me. And we help you learn the material that you need. I'm there to answer your questions. So if like today, if I look at the platinum chat that I had today, I had Janelle in there asking all kinds of questions about what is this percentage on homeowners and why is this different from dwelling and why is this the same? And I was able to help answer her questions. So that's what platinum is. If you basically want to text me, that's what is available in our platinum chat. So we have the platinum group chat. She was asking me all kinds of questions about dwelling policies, and I respond back with either audio messages or picture messages. And so it's not one-on-one. You're in a group setting because your questions usually benefit other people. And I just text you back, or I voice message you back, and I get you the answers that you need. So it's kind of like having a tutor in your pocket. The platinum is $397 right now. And if you already got gold, inside of gold is a coupon where you can take $97, because that's what you paid for gold. You can take $97 off the price of platinum and just upgrade. And that will actually extend your 100 days access. Anyway. Okay. Daisy, hi Melissa. Any tips for New Mexico personal lines? I take it tomorrow. Personal lines is so easy, so much easier than the PNC. But honestly, you can pass property and casualty with personal lines only. But focus on insurance terms related concepts, policy provision and contract law. This is stuff like what is insurance, what is the definition of risk, what are the three hazards, what are the parts of an insurance policy, like declaration page, the definitions, what does conditions mean, what does the name insured mean. These are all things that show up in those two chapters. Then you're going to know dwelling, homeowners and auto, flood insurance, and then a little bit of state law, and you can pass the New Jersey or New Mexico personal lines exam. And gold, again, helps everybody pass. So definitely watch that. North Carolina tips. I've talked a lot about North Carolina on this live already. Again, you want to double dip as much as you can in the concepts that are the same. So I don't know if you're doing life or health or property and casualty, but there's a lot of concepts that match one to the other. And the more that you can study the concepts that are the same, the easier it gets. And again, you can go to insuranceexamqueen.com, click on state recommendations, and I will break down your state for you and give you tips on your state. Angela's amazing. I've been taking her live classes. Yes. So 3 times a week, she hosts a live class, usually 2 classes for property and casualty / personal lines, and then 1 class a week on adjusting. And you can attend those. If you have gold or platinum, you can just attend those classes for free, or you can pay $17 a ticket to come to those classes, which again is insane because there are other instructors who charge you hundreds of dollars for that kind of stuff. What is your advice on Pennsylvania PNC? Pennsylvania also is heavy in state law. It could be a struggle. I've had some people struggle with Pennsylvania, but I actually have a Pennsylvania state law document that we've made, and it's in the Gold Class Series package, so I would check that out. Jade McCrae, hi, I'm in South Carolina studying for my adjuster's license. I also want to get my PNC. Would your gold package be sufficient? You might want to check that out, McCrae, because usually you cannot do both. If you're an adjuster, you cannot be a property casualty agent. And if you're a property casualty agent, you can't be adjuster. So I would check into that and I'd figure out which one you actually want to do and then go after that. But the exam content is very similar. So the adjuster's exam is basically just the property and casualty exam plus adjusting stuff. So it is a lot of the same information, but when you do the adjuster, you do need to know specific adjuster's information, and that's going to come from the package with Angela. How is Missouri with state law? I don't think it's not registering as a big one, so I don't think it's too bad. Rufisa, I don't hear you speak about Pennsylvania PC advice. Okay, so I just did talk about Pennsylvania. I see. Yeah, you guys comment a few times. All right, yes. And again, anyone can go to insuranceexamqueen.com, go to recommendations, click on your state, and I break down your state for you. California, property and casualty California is easy because you only need to get 60% to pass instead of a 70% to pass. And general insurance, if you go to the YouTube channel, you're on it right now, I know, but if you go to general insurance memorization and you listen to that video on repeat, that's like a big chunk of your exam. And then you just need to know dwelling, homeowners, and auto, and you'll be able to pass the exam. Commercial is big on the California exam, but because you only need 60% to pass, you don't actually have to be strong in commercial at all, and you'll be able to pull off a pass. All right, Connecticut exam. Connecticut, it is a Pearson state. I don't think it's too difficult or too hard. It is a Pearson. I've worked on that one a lot of life and health stuff. But again, just go to insuranceexamqueen.com, click on recommendations, and I will break it down for you, a much better breakdown. So yes, and in fact, let me show everybody. So if I were to go to insurance exam queen. Oh, I don't want to use that browser. Oh, wait, can I? Wait, what browser is this? Oh, okay. All right, let me share my screen here real quick. Wait, maybe not that one. There we go. Okay, all right. So this is the website that I recommend everybody go to, insuranceexamqueen.com. Let me put the links in the comments. Control C, Control V. All right, so you can go to this website. This is my website. And what you can do is, again, under if you're taking the property and casualty exam or personal lines, click on that and then go to recommendations and then scroll to your state. So somebody asked about Pennsylvania. Scroll down to Pennsylvania, read what is important for you to know. And I break down what is important for you to know and then how I can best help you pass your exam. Another person asked about Connecticut. So just go up to Connecticut. It's in ABC order. Read about what is important to know. And I tell you what it is that you need to know. Every state is on here. And if it's not, email us at support@insuranceexamqueen.com and we will fix it. But we have the same thing for life and health as well. So you just scroll down to your state, read the information about what's important. And everyone is able to do this. It's for free. It's up there all the time. insuranceexamqueen.com. Click on recommendations and you'll be able to find out what it is you need to know. All right. Levi, South Carolina PNC tips, my second time taking it, saw a lot dealing with general liability. So that's going to be on the commercial side of things. That's going to be occurrence versus claims made, understanding general liability. But if you were to go, you said property and casualty. So go to recommendations, go to South Carolina, and we break down for you what is most important for you to know. And we have it available for you here. So this is where you want to read your tips. You can even download a PDF, which is really cool. And it's got I think it has even cooler extra information. So you guys can check that out. All right. Not seeing any other new comments. Arkansas PNC, 6th time taking it. Okay. It's normal to fail. Remind yourself that it is normal to fail. And your story is your journey. And there are reasons sometimes why we fail multiple times. And you have to trust and you have to know that everything is working out for you in your favor. So if it took you 6, 7, 8 times, yesterday we had somebody who said 24 times. 24 times. I promise you that when you have that job and you're cashing your checks and you're making good money, you're not going to worry about how many times it took you to pass. Okay. And sometimes you may fail because you shouldn't be with that employer. They were just the people who introduced you to the idea that you could work in the insurance industry and maybe you need to be working with someone else. And sometimes the universe, God, whatever, will help you fail so that you lose that job and you go elsewhere to something that is better meant for you. What is meant for you cannot be taken from you. And when you believe that and you live that, you feel so much better about how things go down. But you can go to Arkansas and you can click on there. You can read what's important. If it is your 6th time, the Gold Class Series package has a 90% first-time pass rate. So if you study Gold, you are likely to pass with a 9, like not with a 9. You're not. You have a 90% chance of passing based on the feedback that we have gotten for people who have watched the Gold Class Series package. All right, Abby, thank you for all the info. You're welcome. F. Robertson, I scored a 66 3 times in PNC. What class of yours should I take? I would, at a minimum, take bronze. If you can go for gold, go for it because it should definitely knock you out of the park. But when you're very close to a 70, bronze is usually enough to get you over the hump. Midnight Media missed mine by 10 points in California. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to fail. Most people fail. Look at most of these people have stated that they have failed the exam multiple times. So keep in mind, it is easy to fail. And that's what I'm trying to change. And the best way I can support you in that is the Gold Class Series package so that you are able to learn what you need to learn and pass the exam that you need to be able to pass. And it is tough. I want everyone to take a moment and say, this is hard for everybody. Almost everybody struggles with this, except me. I passed my exams, no problem. But I just know this stuff. I'm just good with understanding the material. But I do remember there was actually a time I had studied and taken the property, it was actually life and health. I had taken it before, but I hadn't done anything with it. And then I needed to get a new job, so I was looking into doing life and health insurance, and I barely gave time to studying. And I was like, oh, I know this. I scrolled through it. But when I sat down to take the test, I was sweating. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I don't think I studied hard enough, but I just went through it. I answered the questions. I got a 71, like just 1% above passing. And I was like, whoo, like that was amazing. The next time I took it, I studied because I was teaching it, but I got a 90%. So, all right. Yes. And everybody, again, mindset. If you are scared to study, if you hate studying, if you're like, I really don't want to do this, but I have to make myself do this, and this sucks so bad, and this is so annoying, and I'd much rather be watching my TV show and blah, blah, blah. You're not going to get a good result studying. You need to go into studying excited, happy, thrilled about a new job, thrilled about a new career, excited to pass. And that energy is going to carry you forward so much better than an energy of, I hate studying. It's also going to help make sure that your fight or flight goes down, because if you're studying and you're scared about studying, you're not going to be able to retain a lot of information. You need to be excited about studying so you can actually retain the information. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any new questions. I am making it a goal of mine to try and come on YouTube every Tuesday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central. So if you are still testing by next week, I will be back here on Tuesday. Most likely, I leave it up just in like most every Tuesday and Wednesday, just in case life happens. You know, I have a baby, I got stuff going on. So, but that's the goal. So if you still need help with being able to pass and you haven't passed yet, I will be back here again on Tuesday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central. Again, you can also check me out on my other YouTube channel, Melissa May Dillon, and where I talk about magic money. We all deserve to make as much money as we want to make, and we just have to flip our belief system in order to do that. And I talk all about that on my Magic Money channel. Additionally, if you're not yet in the Facebook group, what are you doing? Get over there. We have so much support and so much help inside the Facebook study group. Not only do I come in and answer questions, but other people will answer your questions, and it's just a magical place to get the support that you need. You will see many people. You'll see some people say first time pass, and you see a bunch of first time passes, but you'll also see people say it's taken me multiple times, and you will find a home. You'll find comfort in there. You'll find support in there. And that's on Facebook. If you just go to Facebook and you search Insurance Exam Queen, it'll pop up. YouTube is definitely one of the best free resources that we have. We have some videos on TikTok. We have a little bit going on Instagram, but Facebook is definitely where it's at. And then the YouTube channel. So Facebook and YouTube are the best ways that I can help support you pass your exam. And then of course, buying the Gold Class Series package at insuranceexamqueen.com. We have other packages available, but Gold is definitely where it's at. It's what I recommend to everybody because it just encompasses everything that you need to know. All right. So I don't see any new questions. So I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to send you all the loves, all the vibes to pass the exam. You guys have an amazing day. I'll see you on Facebook. I'll see you next week on Wednesday. And I can also see you on my Magic Money channel, Melissa May Dillon. I love you all. Have an amazing day. Bye.